Hello there, welcome to this first edition on the show Odogwu and I. Odogwu and I today are going to be answering the question, why did you marry me? So like you, why did you marry me and why did I marry you? Yes, so it's still our wedding anniversary and we want to go back, right?
Down memory lane.
Yes, we want to go down memory lane and want to check. So who goes first?
I think you take a shot.
No, I think you should take, because the Bible says that he that findeth a wife. So you were the one finding. So why did you find? Reason number one.
Well, there are actually plenty reasons why I chose you.
Why you married?
Why I married you. The first one is that you feared God. I think that was where we met. We actually met in the presence of God.
So you were not closing your eyes when the pastor said, that time man of God said, close your eyes, lift up holy hands, you were shining your eyes.
What?
Eyes.
The Bible says you should watch and pray. So I was praying and at the same time
watching.
I was watching.
That's a good one.
So you have to be ready for the battle.
Yes.
And besides, what we went for that day wasn't something that we should close our eyes.
It was a singles program.
Yes. So even while my eyes were closed,
you were watching.
One was still open. I was watching for the catching up moment.
So I wonder why brothers in the Lord just be shakedy, and their eyes are closed and they're looking for wife. Are they really looking?
I think there is a missing link. Most of them are over spiritualizing things. Maybe they are waiting for that voice that will say, "My son,
turn left,
left.
You see your wife.
Look to the right." There is a fear lady.
Yeah.
But God doesn't speak that way.
Yeah. So
you have to open your eyes,
yes,
and look by yourself. God will not be looking for you.
Okay, so why I married you? The first reason why I married Odogwu was because Odogwu had integrity. So he would say to me, I'm going to call you after work. I'll call you around 6. 5 minutes to 6, the phone is ringing. If he says, meet me up here, if you go there, he's there. And as a young girl, then we hear things of guys, playing girls. Oh, do this way. It's like what we say in Niger Palace, kukere movements. Kukere movements. Yeah. So, but he was just straight. Even when he's having conversations on the phone, he said, I can't do it, I'm not doing it. And he's actually not doing it. He didn't use to change his mind. Everything he said, he just did. So for me, that was one of the reasons why I married you.
Number 2 reason why I married you was that you were such a cute little girl. Now, why did I say so? Like I mentioned earlier, it's not all about the spiritual. There has to be the physical aspect of it. Your eyes has to feed first before your spirit will be able to take what your eyes is feeding on. So what you cannot, my people used to say that what you cannot eat.
Say it in Igbo.
If I say it, so many people will not understand.
When you say it,
my people used to say that anya gebu zorie tupu onu erie. That means that the eyes has to feed first before the mouth will not taste it. So who you can't have as a friend, don't even consider that person for marriage. So I saw you as someone that I can boldly present to anybody that this is my wife. Okay,
so let me throw that line. I married you, let me say the physical reason was you were not fair. Fair man, not for me. I don't like fair. I did not like fair men for any reason. Just personally, I just didn't understand why the man should be yellow. As they used to say, yellow man. I did not understand. And then, of course, you were taller than me. Because I'm tall, my height, yes.
In fact, you are very tall.
Very tall. I did not want somebody that was half taller than me again. in that sense, you know. So I liked your height, I liked your complexion, I liked your physique, the way you were. It was just perfect for me. You were not big, you know. So it was just like person that can carry me at least. Because I had dreamed of husband carrying wife on wedding day. If you could not carry me that day, they would marry with a heart trouble that day. So yes, that was it for the physique.
Another reason why I married you was that you were very intelligent. In fact, you think ahead. Before I could say something, I would just see the way you would just come in and then, you know, find a way around it. And also, you always speak your mind. When you don't want something, you say it. If you want something, you see this is what you want. And I wasn't ready to marry somebody who was timid, who I would just say, sit down here. She sits there, you just sit and just be like vegetable. I like someone who will be able to, when I tell you, sit down here, and you don't feel like sitting there, you should be able to tell me why you don't want to sit there. So there should be a conversation around why you don't want to do something. Not just that I tell you sit down here because he's a man. In African culture, a man should be feared.
Let's see that has yes. Hear what Odogwu is saying.
Whenever I say this is what I want to do, and she will come up to me, no, I don't think we should do it. I say, okay. So what is your reason why you don't want to do? And she will give you her own reason. So she wasn't intimidated by whether you are older than her, whether you feel you had a little more money than her, or whether she's the lady in the relationship. No, she was always herself. And that was one of it. I said, oh no, this young lady that is very bold like this, that is not intimidated. In fact, I need to find out what is right.
I have been finding out for 17 years. Okay, so another reason why I married you, and this was really very important for me, was because you were hardworking. Yeah, so I'm from Cross River State. Odogwu is from Anambra. Let me tell you people one secret. We grew up in Calabar, and you know, in those days, Calabar men were known. Please, this is no prejudice. I'm sorry, right? I'm not trying to judge or anything. But in those days, now it has changed a lot. Yeah. In those days, Calabar men were perceived to be very lazy. Like they just lounged. Their wives were the industrious ones. Their wives were the ones that went out there. So my dad used to always say to us as children, I don't want people to marry Calabar men. And it's because they are just very lazy. It's because they always just sit and, allow their wives to go and work. Now, if you're from the southern part of Nigeria, you would understand what I am saying. If you're from Cross River, Akwa Ibom, you would know that my dad was not just being tribalistic or something like that. And then he just used to say things like, I wish my daughters would marry Igbo men, look at me, see this my father. He just used to say those things just like randomly. I don't even think he was really very serious about it, but he just used to say it because he stayed in Enugu for some time. So he was like, contrary to what I see at home, the Igbo men were very industrious, very hardworking. He was like, if you can marry men from outside Cross River, I'll be so happy because, they'll be able to take care of you and all that. So aside that, and thinking about it now, that was not what informed my decision. I saw you work, I saw you do business, I saw you do consulting. I just saw you as somebody that was agile. Even when you had challenges in your work, I still saw you, pushing. I still saw you pressing. And I was like, at least I will not be hungry. At least, even though I work, I'm just working to support. I'm not the one bearing the entire burden of the family. So yes, I married you because we're very, very hardworking.
And talking about that hard work, I've had this perception growing up that a woman should be treated like a queen. Carried with so much
tenderness.
She should be, like in our place we used to say, a woman is like an egg. And you should carry the woman as such so that she doesn't break. And if you want to carry the woman as such, then the man should be ready to work. So if the man is not ready to work, then I don't think the man is ready to marry. contrary to what is happening these days. That you will now see a lot of young men lazing around, waiting for their wife to also work and bring something to give. I'm not saying the woman should not bring everything. The woman can bring, but that shouldn't be your major motivation.
Your pressing calculator. How
much is your salary this month? You press calculator based on that. To me, I feel that shows you are a lazy man.
Yes.
If what you are doing currently is not sufficient, add something more to it.
So many other things.
Many other things you can do. So you should be able to multitask and bring more to the house to be able to take care of your wife, take care of your children. So if you are not ready to bear that responsibility, then I don't think
just be calming down.
You are ready yet to
get married. Yeah. Okay, so it's your turn. Third reason.
Talking about marrying, intertribal marriage, my mom was so scared. When she asked me where is she from, and I told her she's from Cross River. I say Calabar.
What do people always say?
That's just
say Cross River.
Once you say Cross River,
no,
they just tell you the capital.
No, I'm not anywhere close to the capital.
He said it's from. She said she's from Calabar. So I don't know where the fear was coming from. But I was like, I said, Mommy, you don't need to worry about where the person is from. You have not even met this person. So why are you so concerned about...
Should I tell you one of her fears? Let me just tell you.
What was it?
Because she actually told me. She was afraid of somebody. She said she had experience with one Calabar woman that came and scattered her family and all that, just came with. Calabar women, they were known to be smart women that know how to get a man.
How to manipulate a man.
Yes, that kind of thing.
Every person.
That kind of thing. So that was her hidden fear. She didn't tell you. But, she expressed it to me. So I guess that was one of the things that she was very scared of.
Well, funny enough that she didn't tell me because...
She cannot tell you.
Because...
it was a fear.
Okay, and coming to that, you were very sociable.
Yeah.
You can easily integrate with people.
Okay.
You find your way around people, warm yourself around people. I remember the first time when we went to my hometown, to my village, and some of my uncles came because they don't really know us so much like that. They just know a few of us, my elder brother, myself, and my really younger brothers. They don't know my sisters that much. So when they saw her, they were like, is this your sister? I said, yes, it's my sister.
We're now looking alike.
They said, we're looking alike. So, but one of my uncle that we grew up before him, we were living in the same state then. The wife was like, no, I know all her sisters. This is not her sister. This is his friend.
Yes.
So I said, okay. So since you know, so at that point, that was when we now started the conversation.
Yeah.
So, but the way she found her way around my uncles, my aunties, in fact, it was amazing. And I think it's a skill that every would-be bride should cultivate. Your ability to be able to, your interpersonal relationship skill is very key. Because if you don't have those skills, you are bound to have problems with your in-laws that you are going to finally be interacting with. So it's an important skill that every would-be bride should go and learn if you don't have it.
Yeah, okay. So my next reason would be that Odogwu has always been responsible. Yeah. So when I met him, getting to know him, he shared how his dad was late. His dad had died when they were still very young. And, I noticed how he would take decisions for his family of origin. He would take decisions, in his church family. He would take decisions. I was just like, okay, so I don't want a mommy's boy, a baby boy. I did not want baby boy because marriage is a lot of work. And if you marry a baby boy, then you get ready to be in deep soup because the times where you need your husband to take that decision as the man, as the head, then he doesn't, and everybody is in trouble. So yes, be responsible, financially responsible, spiritually responsible, everything responsible was really, really key for me. Yes, so that was one reason why I married him. You know, those days as a young girl, because by the way, I met him when I was about 2021. Okay, I was just getting into school. We were just friends, you know, and then I married in my final year. So as a student, you know, students and they like guys, you know, big chain, come to school, make noise, take you out for parties. I say, this is not what is going to put food on the table. This is not what is going to take us anywhere. Let me be looking for what is going to sustain me for 50 years and counting. So yes, I married because I'm very, very responsible.
Talking about responsibility, I think when I see irresponsible men, it actually puts me off. So I couldn't just imagine myself being irresponsible. So, and that's why I try by all means to take up challenges, to put me on my toes, to ensure
that's actually what brings out
a man in you. That you just sit down there, or maybe you lose your job, and then you now sit back and you are waiting for your wife.
I had known you when you had some challenges in your work. I didn't see any pity party. I was not called to attend any pity party. It was just, so what next? You stand up, you move. And even when we got married, a few years back, you also had another challenge with your job. I was not even worried. I remember that I just said, "You're welcome back, darling. Sit down," brought food. We ate, we laughed, because I knew that the next day he was going to be out on the streets. There was no fear of, so what are we going to do? We are now hopeless and helpless. Nothing like that. So yes, that responsibility quotient is highly important in marriages. Yes,
of course.
And you know, the thing is, a man is God is you people's strength, sir. The Lord is your muscle. It's you people's muscle. Because how do you blend your family of origin, your new family, church, friends, everybody? Because people are just calling you every day with different challenges. You're not expected to complain, sir. You're expected to have the stamina. Able to have the grace.
Able to respond to everybody.
That is responsibility.
That's what
ability to respond
to ability.
Yeah, no, ability
to respond.
Yes.
That is responsibility.
Yeah.
And so you don't just shy away and say, oh, because
exactly.
you not become overwhelmed and now start crying. Get to the point that you are under the juniper tree. It's not necessary. Like Elijah. So, that's what will not set you back. So, don't get to that point where you will not be able to reason your way out of any challenge you find yourself in. Another reason why I married you, you were the perfect fit into the future which I was dreaming of. Because
I feel like speaking in tongues.
You can go ahead.
This future, men can see vision.
So you need to envisage where you are going to, and then come up with the right set of people, especially your wife, that will be able to follow you into that future that you want to play in. Because you are looking at a future you want to play in, and then the person you want to marry is not the type of person that is going to feature in that future. Then you have gotten it all wrong.
And you know it's really terrible.
It's terrible. And that's why you see these days, the wife is going this way, the husband is going that way. And the next thing, they are asking for divorce.
Terrible.
Because both of them are not going the same way.
Yeah.
So I saw you as somebody who can also look and follow me in the direction to which I'm going. And so I'm not surprised that we will start this business, you will run it, after a while you move into another one, you stay there, after a while you move into another one. If I've not seen that in you, believe you me, it would have been very difficult to go ahead.
Believe you him.
Because
not have gone
I didn't want a situation where I marry somebody that will not be able to, if I'm not around to do this, you will not be able to.
You know, some women are like that.
No.
I used to know a particular lady then. Her husband would open, a business for her. And then one day I was in the house and her husband was like, "Are you not going to the shop today? Are you not going to the office today?" She was like, "I don't want to go." I was like, "What? What is this?" So yes, some people are just, I know my husband can take care of me. What am I looking for? Do you know what some women say? I'm not begging for food now. So you look at it and it looks like you don't have any essence, you don't have anything that you're contributing to the family. Women, please, ladies, forget about all this slay queen. When you get married, you will slay in your husband's business and in your business. Slay them. Don't be a burden like a liability. You're just like a pack of cards. And please, by the way, men, I don't know who to blame now. Is it the men or the women? When I hear men say things like, I don't want my wife to work, I don't want her to do anything, I just want her to stay and take care of the children. What does that mean? We don't just work because of money. There was a time I was running a business just because I liked it. And my husband kept saying, don't worry, we're going to share a lot of all those our stories. He just did not understand why I was just doing something because I liked it. It was not bringing me money, but I was just going ahead. But he allowed me an encouragement when I was now okay and satisfied. With fulfilling passion, I now came to now start a real business. But the basic thing is this. There was never a time where you just sit back, where I just sat back. Like, even when I was having my children, I still always wanted to do one small thing or the other. Yes. You know, don't just be so comfortable. We're not trying to put the women under pressure.
Of course.
We're not trying to put you under pressure, but we're just saying, don't just let that drive, that innate drive that God has put in you, just die because you are married.
You know, the dynamics of marriage has changed.
I agree.
Over time. It's not like those days when a woman is meant to be a full-time housewife. The challenges of the society today are so enormous that men are no longer looking for liability. So if you cannot add anything to the man in the marriage, then you are a total liability.
Even if you're not adding money,
even if you are not adding money, add idea. What will help the man to develop whatever he's doing? In fact, I married you because you always bring vibes, ideas into whatever I'm doing. Just a way to make that thing better than what it is. So even if you are not adding money, there should be something you are able to add as a woman. And that's the reason why I married. So you can't just be a liability in this current day, because you check the economic indices now all over the world. It's not becoming so much of a pressure on the man to carry the whole responsibility of his family, his immediate dependent relative, carry the wife, and carry that of the wives, and carry the children, everything on the man.
But you know what I noticed? This narrative is very common in Nigeria. I don't know about the other African nations, but in Nigeria, because these same people go abroad and the man is working, the woman is working. But when you were here in Nigeria, you were slaying with your long nails, not doing anything. But you went abroad because the system there does not allow you to sit still. Everybody get on your toes. So I really think that this is key. I think that all hands should be on deck, so that there's, like you said, no finance, no romance.
No romance.
Okay, it's time for my reason. My next reason would be that Odogwu was very loving and caring. Yeah, so I mentioned, right, that I was a student. I schooled in Unica and he lived in Abuja. He would enter the road for more than 12 hours to come and visit.
All those night journeys.
Oh my God.
In fact, the first time I came to Calabar,
he was never reaching. He was just coming.
I was wondering, is this in Nigeria?
Very far road, bad road, everything.
The road wasn't as bad
then, but it was really long.
It was just a long distance.
It is very long.
And at a point when I thought I was getting close to
they said Calabar, you are just like 4 hours.
And then I saw the milestone showing 300 and something kilometers. I was like, what is going on?
And you know, it was really terrible then because there were no cell phones.
Of course.
That was in 2000, 2001. There were no cell phones here in Nigeria, and I was like somebody's son. You have carried somebody's all the way from Abuja. I didn't even know where he was. I was just waiting and hoping that he would just arrive. And when he arrived, and then of course he made several of those journeys. Odogwu was actually very caring. You know, because there were no phones, so we used to communicate via letters, handwritten letters. And then after some time, emails came. Yes. We now got addicted to email. So we used to, actually, I was the talker. I don't really talk so much again.
Ah.
I don't I used to really talk for Africa.
You still talk.
I still talk. Okay,
yes,
so
you're talking consultant.
oh my goodness. He used to call me talking machine. Just press hash, you just start talking. And he used to do a lot of the listening. Imagine if I was always talking and he was not there to listen. He listened in a way I knew he was listening, because he would reflect back what I was saying. So he would listen. My birthdays, recently we heard that somebody did not know the birthday of his spouse to be. He shocked. We were shocked. Like
I was frozen.
He choked, as they say in Nigeria. He choked. How can you? That was the first 5 things he knew about me was my birthday. And this thing of a man saying, "Oh, I forgot my wife's birthday." Odogwu, you will not have survived it. You will not have survived. You will not be sitting here today.
I was even so afraid.
Forget my birthday. Because what happened? You cannot. You can forget your birthday. Forget your own, but don't you dare forget my birthday. So he was actually very loving and caring. My friends then used to wonder, like, how does he do it? Cake from Abuja to Calabar, how did he get here? So he would give gifts. Not like he was trying to wow me with the gifts, but I mean, those were it's part of the package. It's part of the
there
package.
Is no love without giving.
You
can't love without giving. But you can give without love.
Exactly.
But once love is involved, there must be giving.
Giving must be accompanied.
Both of them go hand in hand.
Exactly. So this issue of she knows I love her, she does not really know, sir. She's not really sure, because you are not showing it Indeed.
Love has to come from verbal.
Yes.
And there has to be an action.
Corresponding action
following the love.
So it was not even in the amount. It was not even
in the volume of the quality of, but the thoughtfulness.
There was this particular fabric he gave to me that at a point my sister begged me, "It is okay. Can you release this?
Release
this skirt and blouse." It was green in color.
Wow.
I cannot forget.
I can't even remember.
It was color green. It was color green. I had it. I cherished it so much and all that. So yeah, these are a few reasons. Any other one?
Yes, I have
one more too. Okay.
I have another reason is you were a giver. My wife always look out for opportunity to reach out to people, even to date. When there are times you have things in the house, my wife will just come and pack them and say, "Sweetheart, it's okay." My wife will always pack things and want to reach out to people. So there are times you have things in the house, she will come out and be like, "This thing, sweetheart, is enough now. Let's pack and give her." There are times when we have several bags of rice. It didn't start today. It started back then. So those are some of the things which I saw in her. So I saw her as somebody who would not make it difficult for me to reach out to my relatives, because it's one of the contentions that happen in families. Your mother will be worried, "Oh, this person you are going to marry now, will she still allow you to be able to reach out to me?" My wife is not like that. Even my wife will be the one who will be insisting, "Have you sent to your mother? Have you done this for your mother?" So that was part of the reason why I decided to settle down with her.
Okay, and you're very settled. And let me tell you one other reason. There are so many, but this should be my last reason for now. Odogwu is very domesticated. My dad is somebody that likes to enter the kitchen. So I grew up with, "Daddy, please go and sit down. We're bringing the food." My dad can cook. So I couldn't even imagine getting married. I didn't know. But I realized that it was one of the things I was actually watching out for. The first day that Odogwu cooked, I say, I die here. I die.
What did I cook?
I think it was rice and stew.
Jesus.
The stew was
It was like it was made in heaven.
It was heavenly. Very heavenly stew.
The stew was divine.
It was divine. That stew. And I just saw that because he lived alone. And that's why I don't understand why women are getting married to mommy's babies. You're going to see your husband to be in his father's house. In his brother's house, in his elder sister's house. How do you check these things? So when we went to visit, myself and I think it was my sister or my friend, and then every time I went to visit, there was food. There was nothing like, let's go down the road and look for Malam, Indomie. There was nothing like that. Have you tasted Odogwu's egusi before? Hey! He can cook egusi or her, even afang soup. He has now learned and he does it so well. His house was always clean. You know, I used to hear people say things like, oh man, it's when they marry, their wives to come and be. I don't wash Odogwu's clothes. Look at my hand now. Me, I'm a Jebota girl. See my hand, very soft. How will I wash strong trousers and jeans? His house was always clean. His clothes were always ironed. Everything was always intact. He will not just cook. He will cook and clean. He would care. You know, recently, that was like 2 months ago, my daughter took ill. While I was taking care of her, I became ill. That was when Odogwu became Odogwu indeed. He would nurse my daughter, nurse me, clean, take to the hospital. You know, he did everything. He was a nurse, he was a driver, he was a cook. He was everything. And he didn't start from today. He didn't just start in 2020. He had always been like that. So it was one of the things that I looked out for. I needed somebody that was very domestic in nature. I remember the times when I had to give birth now. Before our mothers come, I'm already eating pepper soup.
Yes, I would have done all the things.
There's a way you used to put all those
orishirishi, dried fish and the things that accompanies salvation.
You understand? When the necessity, I will be healed.
I'll make it rich.
I will be healed.
No, but I think it's just part of me. That part of me that just want to care for.
Yes.
I agree. Especially my family, because I just want to. So why are you working? Why are you keeping all these things? Well, if you can't take care of your family, who will take care of them?
Exactly.
So it was just part of me. So I don't see all those things as any work. I see it as my responsibility. And besides, let's also remember that it's the man that God gave work. God did not give work to the woman.
The woman was just went to help the man.
The woman went to help the man. So men should not abrogate their responsibility of work to the woman. So the woman is just there to help you. So if she decides to help you to clean the house, to make the house neat,
put food, if she does
help you to cook. If she doesn't cook, well, you have work in your hand.
Even things like still talking about care. I know that when I have to take the children to the hospital, Odogwu is saying thank you, my wife, thank you. It's because I'm helping you, sir. I'm helping you, taking care of the children for you. I am helping you. Somebody is saying, so what is your own job as a woman? It's to help, and it's help. It's not to collect. Help and collect it or take over.
Take over the responsibility.
There are two different things. I am helping, and when I'm helping, I should be appreciated.
Yes, and be helped indeed.
And be really, really helped. So thank you so much. We're going to stop here for this edition, and we're hoping that we're going to see you in the next edition. Do not forget to like, to share, and to subscribe. We need every family, we need everyone joining us here on Odogwu and I until we come your way again next time.
See you.